Hey folks, Lindsey Huddleston back at it again. Sports Psychology Solutions in the building over at the Eastern High School Summer League, the Don Johnson Fieldhouse, and I'm real comfortable. I'm with my guys right now. With Coach Deleon, Coach Jones representing the Eastern, filling out the rest of the staff. If you look at some of the other videos, you will see I had Coach Christian as well as the head coach, Coach Jones here, but I got the rest of the staff here. How you guys doing?
Great. Good. Glad to be here.
You guys had a pretty good summer, huh?
Yes. Yeah, it's been going pretty good. We're
over at the Summer League, and what I was talking to Coach Jones about is how important the Summer League was, not just to the Eastern program, but also to the greater community. So, Coach Jones, you've been around as a official, as a parent of a young man who's a collegiate athlete, someone who's really invested in the game, just as Coach Deleon is. Tell me what this means for the program and for the community at large.
Well, for the program, it gives the kids an opportunity to see kids and play against teams that they wouldn't normally play against during the regular season. It kind of sets the bar for them, and we see some of the better teams, and that's what we're trying to strive to get to. We got PW out here defending state champions. So, it gives the kids an opportunity to see where the bar is set at the highest level, and we're trying to, piece by piece get there eventually. So I think that's great for our program. It's good for the community. It gives the kids something to do. If you want to come see some basketball, it's free. So it's a good opportunity for the community to come out and support some of their local teams.
Yeah, it is good. The community is represented. Coach Deleon, what do you think about the Summer League and how it's going?
I think the Summer League is great. You get to fill a lot of kids out. A lot of kids, some kids coming back stronger than last year. They playing against teams that's better than them, so they can sit down. Like a lot of kids sitting on the sideline right now, they might be watching kids that's better. They can see how they playing, the chemistry of their team play. So I think it's great. You get a chance to play against different competition too.
Right, that's good. Now I'll pose this question to both of you guys. How important is it for guys to improve in the summer, or like you said, sit on the side and watch? And how is it important just to not just hang out in the summer in the gym, but to get something out of it?
I think it's important because, like, I'm younger, like Edwin. He's a vet, so he's been around forever. So it's a lot of stuff I talk to him about. I still learn as a coach helping out. So kids, like, whatever you put your work into is what you're gonna get. It's like if you eat too much, you're gonna gain too much weight. You work out, the muscles gonna show. So you put that work in the summer, it's gonna show.
That's important.
I think if you're going to be a basketball player, you're only going to get better at this time. And I coached AAU for a long time, and it's great to travel and play games. But when you're in here by yourself, getting up 500 shots a day, doing your drill work, that's when you're going to become a better player. Games don't necessarily make you become a better player. They're kind of the results of the work you put in. It's kind of like when you go to a play, all the practice that goes into making like a Hamilton. You see the play, but we don't see all the work that goes into making that phenomenal play. Right. And I think it's the same thing with basketball. If you're a basketball player, you're not working in the summer, you're not really a basketball player.
Wow, the summer has to be your workout time. Yes. One more thing before we sign off with you guys. Let's talk about the history of Eastern basketball and where this program has come. Where it was several decades ago, before all of us, we hear about the championships and all the great things, and the little downturn that it had. But now it seems like there's a resurgence. And how does it feel to be a part of that resurgence? How do you guys feel about that?
I feel great about it. I feel like I said, just having a group that's going to listen and understand what the history about and understand what it takes to get to that level. And I feel like we got a good group of kids now that when we tell them, give them good direction, they listen to us and they actually understand it. Okay, Coach Edwin say that, dang, I've been doing it, it worked. Coach Deleon said that, it worked. So it's all about just having that fight again, or having that power again, understand how the game works. You get in what you put into it. So just having that. Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, I think you have to be careful a little bit when we talk about the history, because most of these kids weren't born when Eastern was like the premier program in the state for a decade or so.
The state, not just the city, in the state.
For the state. And this is, if you're over like 35, this is the mecca of basketball. Some of the greatest games ever played have been played in this field house. I'm old enough to remember the first game played here, Magic and Jay. I got a picture in my basement, the first jump ball in the field house.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a picture here. And
don't say it, don't be breaking in them Coach Jones' house.
Yeah, I got a Magic signed jersey with the picture. But it's a great history. I think school of choice, for all the city schools really hit the city schools hard, because people were not You didn't have to go to certain schools because of where you lived at, and I think that hurt a lot. Things that we don't think about. General Motors leaving Lansing and losing thousands of jobs. A lot of people moved out of the cities. As far as the resurgent, I think we got a great group of kids. Coach Deleon, I remember when he played basketball. I was officiating his game. I remember officiating when my nephew played, and Coach Trevelyan and all these guys. So I think we're getting back to being competitive because we have basketball guys, and these guys care. I was just talking to him. He works 4 to 1 in the morning, but he's here every day. If I call him and I need him to help me get my practice started, he's here. So I think these guys are dedicated, and they care more about, the basketball is great, but we're trying to help develop some young men.
That's right.
Because, it's rough out here for these kids, and these kids deal with a lot of issues that people have no idea.
Oh, you're right.
So the basketball is secondary, but with that being said, we try to use that as a vehicle to help them become better men.
Right.
Because everybody ain't going to college, everybody ain't going to the NBA, so we try to use it as a tool.
And you've been doing that, and what people don't know, especially Eastern players, I've talked to you offline about how concerned you are about our young people, about their behavior in the classroom and how important that is. So they need to know that they have some people that are really, really committed. So with that, I want to thank you guys. I want to wish you guys the best of luck. I want to thank you guys for accepting me into the Eastern family. I do feel like I'm part of the family too, and I want to wish you guys the best of luck this season.
So I want to say one more thing though. Yeah. We just want to give you a shout out, man. Because you everywhere. You everywhere. I was with you the other day, and you were supposed to be home for dinner, and you still was trying to watch some hoops. I didn't want you to get put out, but we appreciate it.
But you know what?
We appreciate you coming out and supporting us.
Culture, man. I'm thankful to my wife, Rachel. Thank you for supporting me. Even my daughter say, "Go, Daddy, go."
Yeah.
It allows me to be in the culture, and my hope is to be able to be the ESPN of sports psychology out there.
Nice.
So when I got guys like you who are out here committed, sharing these messages, support. So please, everybody, share this message. Support the Eastern program, because we support this program, the greater community benefits.
That's right.
So you got a good group. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate you having us.
Thanks so much. Take care.